Mm-hmm. Come out and play. It's Saturday, and I promise I'll love you much better now. The sour taste will wash away, 'cause I promise I'm better now. Wouldn't hold it against you if you say that you don't wanna get close to me, close to what we used to be. But I just feel like dancing. Are you feeling it too? Oh baby, won't you love me? Won't you love me? Won't you love me? Love me like yesterday. Don't you feel it? How
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are tackling the 3 most neglected areas in my house. I have 3 areas in my house I have just been putting off, and I see that they need to get done, and it's just never really a good time to do it because everything takes a little bit more dedication. But this week I put the time aside to tackle these areas that really needed some TLC, and I am happy to share that with you today. And I hope you find a little bit of motivation in today's video to get something done in your home. And if you are new here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe at the end of this video so you can be part of future videos next week. So I'm starting out with my Lazy Susan. It is the one area of my kitchen that gets touched every single day. There is constantly things in there that I need when I'm cooking dinner, and it gets very messy very quickly, especially the bottom area where I keep my oils and vinegars. It gets very, very dirty. So I'm emptying out in there, and then I will show you a close-up of what we are working with. The top was by far the cleanest part of it. The bottom had things that were stuck. You can see me struggling. I'm trying to get things that are stuck. It was just grimy back there. Something must have spilled, must have gotten knocked over, because as you can see, it was jam-packed. I had extras in here that I emptied out and put on my storage shelf down here. I was able to get rid of some things that were no longer good, and it at the end just looked so much better.
you love me? Won't you love me? Won't you love me? Love me like yesterday. Don't you feel it? How it feels, babe. Won't you love me? Hope a kinda new way. Hope a kinda new. Tell me you're feeling it too, babe. And love me like yesterday.
So as you can see, I went in there with my Everspring disinfecting spray, and I love the scent of that one. It's lemon and mint, and it smells so delicious. And then I grabbed a sponge and some soap and water, and I went in and scrubbed everything as much as I could. It took probably 15 to 20 minutes of scrubbing just on this bottom shelf. It was very grimy, things were stuck. And even though I was using the warm water, it still took a little bit of work to get out, and I gave it a really good scrubbing, and I was able to get most of the stuff off. There was just one area that is stained, and I'll have to do a little research on how to get that up, or if you guys have any ideas, I am open to them. But it looks like the oil stain is there to stay no matter what I did. I even tried an SOS Brillo pad to kind of break down the grease that was there, and it's just stuck. I might try and go in with some power paste on another time, but for now I'm gonna see if there's another way I can do it. Oh, actually I could try baking soda too, but I don't know. We'll see. I can try something another time. But then after I scrubbed everything down with the soap and disinfecting spray, I went in with a wet washcloth, or cleaning rag, I should say, because it's a cleaning rag, and just gave everything a really good wipe down before I lined the part where I put the oils with some paper towel, and then organized everything back in there.
Hello, how'd you do? I'm not broken, I'm just split in two. Hope you're fine Ain't got time to do everything you said you would. Frames of the past and the memory of you just come running by. Pictures of sunny days with your smile in the bar. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay.
And here is the final look of how clean I was able to get it with a little scrubbing. As you can see, the top still looks the same, but the bottom shelf has a massive difference. It looks so different than what we started with. It looks almost new, except for this oil stain here, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that out. But now we're gonna go in. I already lined it with the paper towels, and we're just gonna start putting things away.
I hope we can be friends. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them. Hello, how'd you do? I'm not broken, I'm just split in two. Hope you're fine, ain't got time. I'm not broken, not broken, not broken. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them.
All right, and as you can see, it is in much better shape now. It is much more organized, much more easy to access. There isn't things falling out when I'm turning it anymore, and it just worked out for the better. And I was super happy with the way it came out. I obviously could organize it a little more, but these are things that we use very frequently, so it was very nice to have them in a way where we can grab everything.
Your colors tend to make up. You're telling me to get up and paint me like a dress up, but you are wearing black. The feeling that you hand me is something I can read.
All right, now we are moving on to my entryway. I cannot tell you the last time I touched this entryway. It might have been Christmas, it might have been before that. All I know is it's been a very long time. I needed to organize the shoes, I needed to bring all my boots upstairs, I needed to clean this hallway and get back to my storage shelf, because every time we go to Costco, we just drop everything off in front of the storage shelf, and I always say, I'll fix it later, and then it sits there and I never do it. And I am going to empty these boxes today and clean up the floor in front of it, because as you can see, it is not a big space. It is not a place for us to just leave boxes there all the time, so I need to clean it. But I'm starting off with my entryway with vacuuming these stairs. My kids go up and down these stairs on their hands and knees when we come home, and I try and keep these as clean as possible. Granted, we don't wear shoes in our house, so it's easier to keep them clean, but every once in a while we do need to give them a really good vacuum just for the dust and, time that goes by without me cleaning it accumulates. So I need to get in there and vacuum, and they weren't that bad. So once that was done, I was able to go down and organize my kids' shoes, and then I started cleaning up my boots and cleaning up the hallway that was awful. I was taking all my boots and just zipping them up and then throwing them in a laundry basket to bring them back upstairs to my bedroom to put away in my closet. And when I tell you I was not aware how many pairs of shoes I had in my entryway, I was not aware how many pairs of shoes I had in my entryway. It was ridiculous. And I probably wore some of these just like once or twice and just leave them there and forget to bring them upstairs. So I had a full basket at the end of it to bring upstairs, and it was insane. And then I had to put them in my closet, but of course I just threw them in there, so I'm gonna have to go in there and organize that as well. But it was nice to get everything picked up off the floor, because even though they're lined up against the wall, it never really feels clean until you put everything where they're supposed to be. So I threw everything in the basket, and then I gave everything a quick vacuum, and this area desperately needed a vacuum. It was very sandy. There was, obviously, when you don't clean an area for months, things accumulate. We live in New England, so there is snow and salt and sand, and we bring all that in. So I definitely need to revisit this. I do plan on doing a deep clean in here at some point, and I want to shampoo this area. So once I am able to shampoo this area, I think I'll feel much more better about what it is down here. It'll feel cleaner at the end of the day.
Every night I'm going on the grid, texting back, I want you, hit you up, I'm on the other side, I miss you, take you off, I came in way too strong, cannot keep it low key, got me drugged, your pheromones hit the roof, bottle your taste, it's really a bad reception out there, where you heading, why ain't gravity pulling you in closer to me?
Like I mentioned earlier, I just cleaned up this area. I will have to go back and organize this shelf and declutter it a little bit, but I just really wanted to get these boxes off the floor and clean up this area because it's such a narrow space. We have a refrigerator down here as well. It's really hard to get back into our storage room when we have all boxes on the floor. So our shelf is more than large enough to accommodate all this stuff. Probably not all the boxes, which is why I emptied things out, but it was very easy to get everything off the floor. And it's just about doing it when the time is there instead of letting it accumulate and just taking the few minutes to get everything up there and organized. And if I were to be consistent with it, it would be a lot easier and wouldn't be so cluttered consistently, but it's like this today, and I guarantee by the end of the week, it's probably going to look like it did at the beginning of this video, and I'm going to have to do it again. But for this day and for right now, it's picked up, it's easier to access the area, and I'm happy. So my main floor, I took the rugs outside and I shook the excess dirt off. They probably could use like a good hose down or something, and I'll wait until it gets warmer. We're finally getting where the weather is in the 50s and 60s, so I'm sure very soon it will be a good day to hose them down and get all the dirt off of there and let them dry in the sun. But my Crosswave picked up so much dirt, and I don't know if I showed it in the video, but it was disgusting. The water was literally black. It was horrible. I will have to bring it down there more often to clean this floor because it did a great job getting up all the dirt, and it could probably use another round or two of that in between when I do clean.
Even if you tried, you wouldn't understand it. Maybe something's missing inside of you. Just a bit of sugar to that horrid bitter. Maybe you taste different. Hold up, baby, I can sit beside.
All right, welcome to my bathroom. While this is not the most neglected area, there are things within my bathroom that I have neglected, and I am going to share that with you today. I needed to clean the drains in both my bathtub and in my sink. I very rarely clean them, and you will see why I needed to clean them. Trigger warning if you have a sensitive stomach, because it's gross. Also, I needed to clean my washing machine. I do clean it about every month or two, but the inside, like the drum and the rubber surround of my front loader, and I will warn you, it is not the prettiest thing. When we first bought our house, the previous owner, I don't think they ever cleaned it, and while I have hit it with vinegar and baking soda, bleach, all sorts of other cleaners, I have never been able to get the stains that were caused by the mildew of the buildup of it never being cleaned before. So yes, my washer is clean. Does it look clean? No. And I bought a new cleaner that I am going to try, and we will see the results together. And this right here is kind of giving you a glimpse into why I needed to clean out the drains. As you can see, there are strings of hair that are coming out of the drains. I have long hair. When I brush my hair, it gets stuck on my hands, and once in a while I'll let a strand or two go down, but of course it accumulates and it builds up, and you got to get in there. So I used my Clorox sink snake or drain snake to get in there and get the hair out, and it works so well. It's kind of tough to get in and out of there, but boy does it grab hair. As you saw, that disgusting clump of hair, and it's not even that bad. It's been worse before, but I stay pretty on top of it, and also I try and be better about letting my hair go down the drain, but sometimes you just, when you're in a rush, you just let things go. So it already worked so much better that I did that. The water seemed to go down so much better. It was so much cleaner. And then I just went in and gave everything a quick wipe down again, because as you can see, there was more than just hair that came out of there, and it was gross. And if you're wondering what the banging and clanging is in my background, Jacob is potty training. He's about to be 2 in a couple weeks, and he has been showing a lot of interest in the potty since he was about 18 months old. And we finally decided, since he's talking more and can tell us what he needs more, it is the perfect time to start potty training. And he is a rock star. He is doing so well, but he also insists on emptying it on his own. And that is the banging and clanging. He is playing with his potty and pretending to empty it on his own. And I'm okay with it. He's getting comfortable. He's getting used to sitting there and using it. And I could not be happier.
One thing I know for sure, what we have is something worth fighting for. With bad news knocking at my door, but I like it like that. We go all in and I'm falling, but I like it like that. And it's so wrong, but still so strong, but I like it like that. Now I'm catching fire, 'cause you take me higher. You know you're everything that I ever desire. Every crossing borders, no taking orders, and I like it like that.
Okay, now that we are at the bathtub, if you've made it this far, I am so happy that you did. I'm happy you are here, but I am also going to warn you. The drain for my bathtub was far worse than the drain at my sink. If it's going to make you uncomfortable, you can skip ahead, you can stop here, whatever you would like to do. It was gross. It didn't smell good, it didn't look good, it was nasty. And if you're wondering why the drain surrounding was so gross, it's because my children love to use bathtub crayons. They got them for Christmas and they absolutely love them. Every time they have bath time, they take them and they write all over the walls. And the red one is so hard to get off. You can't just scrub it off with your hands. You have to go in there and actually clean it. And it's only the red one. It basically stains the tub, but all the other colors come off just fine. So I had to go in there and give everything a really good spray and scrub down and get off all that red that was all surrounding the tub, because they literally wrote everywhere. But once it was done, of course the tub looked brand new because they're meant for the tub, so it did come off easier. It just needed a little bit more elbow grease than the other colors did.
You know you're everything that I ever desire. Every crossing borders, no taking orders, and I like it like that. Like even I'm working right 2 times a day. I took a chance and I was right in every way. Feel like you've anything better for me to say. Hey, I like you like that. Yeah, I like you like that. I like you like that.
All right, we've made it to the drain cleaning. And I again used my Clorox drain snake for this, and it took a little bit of work to even get the cover off. And once I did, I definitely need to get in here more often. Not even just to get the hair out of the drain, to clean in there in general. I didn't know. There's a lot of things I learned when I became an adult, and this is one of them. I never knew that you had to do any of this until I moved out on my own and started adulting and learning things. Like, I love my mom. She's a great mom, and she's always done everything for me. But that's the thing. She's always done everything for me. So there was a lot of things that I had to learn on my own when I moved out, and this was one of them. I didn't know until we bought our house that these things needed to get cleaned. And the cleaning list is never ending, and it gets worse when you become a parent because you have these little tiny copies of you that go all around and just create more mess behind you and give you more things to clean up. And then you got to do all this other stuff on top of it. So it was just a very big learning curve in becoming an adult and being out on my own and learning all the things you really need to do to maintain a home. But these times with my children are fleeting, and I know eventually they're going to grow up and they are going to do these things on their own. And honestly, I like when my kids see me doing things like this because they learn to appreciate all the things that as parents we have to do. And that means working, that means taking care of the house, that means laundry, doing dishes, cooking dinner. I think I already said that. Whatever it is, I feel like my children have more of an appreciation. And Jacob is only barely 2, and he helps me do laundry. He puts everything in the front loader for me. He'll push the button to turn it on. James loves to help me fold. And I love it. I love every moment of teaching them how to take care of themselves in another way. And I appreciate everything I was taught growing up because I get to pass that on to my children as well. So now we made it to the front loader, and as you can see, it's disgusting. I used the CLR mold and mildew cleaner, and I looked it up. I read online, and it had great reviews on being able to remove the stains. I think I need to hit my machine a lot more frequently. While it did make a huge difference in the staining here, it obviously didn't get it all out. It was very, very, very extreme staining, and I will have to hit it again. And I think if I stay on top of it and do it at least once a week, it will eventually fade to be completely gone, and then it'll just be routine taking care of it to keep it gone after that. But it really did make a big difference in using that spray. And I cleaned it this one time, and then I sprayed it down again with this and put some OxiClean washing machine cleaner in, and then I ran it on hot water cycle for a quick wash, and then wiped the whole drum down and everything at the end of it, and obviously the door because that gets pretty gross. But before I turned on the machine, I needed to clean my detergent tank thing. It was horrendous, disgusting, and I clean it basically every month or 2 months, but I do a lot of laundry in my house, a lot of laundry. So the water goes through there quite frequently and sits there, so it builds up pretty quick. So it looks like this, believe it or not, after just a couple months. So once I went in there and did that, it looked brand new after, and it was so clean. The filter on my washing machine I had already cleaned, so I did not do that today, but I will definitely have to do that next time because the filter of my washing machine is at the bottom of the machine. It's not as easy to take out and clean as everything else, so I was happy to not have to do that today. But it was good overall to get everything done and clean and to finally tackle these 3 areas of my house that really needed to get touched and cleaned and renewed.
Listen up, I gotta tell you, there is something you should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore.
that is all I have for you guys today. I want to thank you so much for being here with me. I hope that you found motivation to tackle whatever you were putting off in your home. Do you have something that really needed to get done that you've been waiting to do? Let's do it together. Use this video and we will get it done together. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys all next week. Bye.